Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. There's 3 genres that I normally read, which are literary fiction, which I've really been liking recently, fantasy, and then romance. I've read a couple thrillers in my past and I just don't really like them. Like, I just don't know what it is about them. I just don't really reach for thrillers. I don't think I'm a scared person, but like I don't think the thrillers like really affect me that much. I don't know like how I feel about them. I read Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, and I think that was my last thriller that I read, and I hated it. Like, I hated the twist, like the reveal, so I stopped reading thrillers. But I rated one 5 stars, which is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I liked that. Like, it had like a fun twist to like thriller. And then I read The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I hated it so bad. I just didn't like the pacing and the writing. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the storyline, didn't like how information was given out to me. And then I read like some YA like thrillers, so like mystery thrillers, so it's like all of Jennifer Lynn Barnes's I've read, and I've liked those. I liked like the mystery aspect. And I've read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm reading thrillers for the week. Well, I'm gonna read 3. I haven't picked out the 3rd one, but I have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell on my Kindle. And then I have 5 Survive by, ooh, let me take this sticker off. It's not coming off. Go to your local Books A Million and they have like this bargain section. I don't know if yours has it, but mine had it, and I love the bargain section. You can get like such good books for so cheap. I have 5 Survive and people love this book, and I like Holly Jackson's writing, and I liked the first 2 books out of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I hated the 3rd one. I hated the 3rd one. And then I have to pick out another one. I think I might read another one on my Kindle, so like a Kindle Unlimited, like popular. There's so many recommendations for thrillers that I just don't go to because I don't like thrillers. So maybe this will change my mind and I'll read more thrillers, but like honestly don't really like thrillers, and we'll see if my opinion changes at the end of this video. So yeah, let's get to reading. I'm 11% into the book right now, and so far none of this is true. It's very mundane right now. There's like some information like dropped a couple times, but it's like very like we're just learning the characters right now, so nothing too crazy twist is happening right now, but I think I know the direction we're going into. Don't know how we're gonna get there, but yeah, I'm not like scared or anything right now, so. I've just reached part 2 of the book, which is roughly like halfway through. We're getting hints. I don't really know what's gonna happen. There's nothing in my head. I don't know who the real bad guy is. It could be multiple people, I'm not sure, but so far we're following a girl named Josie and a girl named Alex, and okay, they meet because it's both their 45th birthday and they're at the same restaurant and everything like that. And so Josie goes up to Alex and's like, oh my god, it's my birthday too.
Hey, it's your birthday too, yay!
Oh my god.
Hey, it's your birthday too!
And Josie, she works as a seamstress. She has an older husband and like 2 older kids. And then Alex is like social media podcaster where she interviews like a bunch of different women and just like talks about their stories and like how they've overcome like things that have happened to them. They meet up again and they're doing this podcast on Josie's life. And that's where we're going so far. I'm not scared, like I don't think this could ever happen to me, like that type of like nervous, scared, like ooh. But I am uncomfortable, like I'm just like, ooh, like I don't know how to feel. They're just some red flags, you know what I mean? I'm liking the writing so far. I don't know how this is gonna age in like a couple years. Like I don't know how like thrillers age, but this one's very like modern. Like there's podcasts, there's like a Netflix thing they talk about. It's just like very like social media modern. It's set in 2019. I'm liking it so far. A thriller once in a while is pretty like okay with me. Like I don't know why I have like this preconceived notion of like I hate thrillers. I also filmed a TikTok asking for thriller recommendations, and a lot of people have put some like ones that I like that I'm interested in. There's like one specifically, I think it's called The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. People love this one, so I might read this one. I'm gonna go make dinner. I'm probably gonna read some more later tonight. I'm hoping to get to part 3 and then maybe I finish it, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll finish it tomorrow. So far so good. I'm hooked. I'm like really want to know what's gonna happen. Hi guys, it's Tuesday today.
It's Tuesday, yay!
I just came back from all of my classes and it's time to read the 2nd book. I finished None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell last night. Insane. I will say something about the pacing. So this is like broken up into, this is a retelling of Josie's life, like spitting out this information in a podcast. And so that podcast then gets turned into a like Netflix true crime thing. But for the majority of the first part of the book, it's just Josie just telling Alex like her life, her story. While I know like it's like good for like the whole thing, like long term, and like the whole scope of the story, like I remember reading it and I felt it was dragging, and I still hold true to that. Like it was needed, but like it felt like a lot, and it was just like too much almost. There's actually 4 parts of the book. The part 2 was like a little slow in that aspect as well, but then like it kind of like ramped up, and so the end of part 2, 3, and 4, insane. Like it just like went so much, and I feel like that's like the thriller like formula. Regarding like the actual like thriller bit of it, I feel like I would have wanted more in earlier parts of part 2 to get like more information, because then we're just like thrown all this information at the end of part 2 and 3 and 4, and I just wish it was like a little more spread out. I'm like reading stuff and I'm like getting bored, and then it's all like saved to the end. Didn't like that bit. Moving on. Oh, I did really like the format, like the actual like format. I love like the Netflix thing. I love like the real time like Josie telling story, and then I really liked like the like reflecting back on this. I don't know how this is gonna age, because this is a very like tech focused story. It's set in 2019. They talk about the pandemic in here. There's the Netflix documentary, there's podcasts in general. There's like a Twitch streaming like adjacent company in this, and I just don't know how well it's gonna age, but I really liked it when I was reading it. I know like a lot of people don't like pop culture references in their books, so there's that. Oh, there is a lot of trigger warning for None of This Is True. I'll put them up here. I'm going to read 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This is a YA mystery thriller. Like I don't know like the age difference in like the topics that are going to be explored in a YA book versus like an adult thriller mystery book. Like Holly Jackson talks about it all. So like I don't think this could really be YA if it's like a mystery thriller. Like I've heard people say some crazy stuff about this, so I'm prepared for that. Gonna get started. Oh, off topic, I made my first playlist, which is a BJ Magnolia playlist, which is a BJ... Is this focused? I'm going to do a Christian Daisy one. I just haven't gotten around to it. This is mostly like, there's a lot of Taylor, 5 Sauce, Harry, Luke, Gracie, Olivia. There's a bunch of them on here, and One Direction. And there's like a few Glee songs. Let's get to reading 5 Survive. I'm actually excited for this one. I wanted to read it when it came out, never read it. Here we are now. Update, I'm 170 pages in. I think that there's around 200 left. 5 Survive is, so there's a group of six people. They're like high school, like upper high school, like lower college area. So like young adult. Duh, it's young adult. Our main character is Red. Her name's Red, and she's on this like road trip in a massive RV, like 30 foot long RV. I don't know why I decided to say that, but like imagine 30 feet long. In this group of 6, it's Red, her best friend Maddie, Maddie's older brother, his girlfriend, and then their 2 friends, Simon and Arthur. They get stranded out in the middle of nowhere, I think South Carolina. Someone wants them dead. So someone like stranded them, like they lured them into this area, so they're all alone, no cell service. The RV's like stranded, like they can't move. The like objective is the person that went out to get them wants the group to like reveal the secret, and we don't know what the secret is. We don't know who the secret, like who is keeping the secret, and I don't know why it's like 8 hours to dawn. I don't know what Dawn's gonna do. Like I don't know if in the summary it's like there's 8 hours to dawn, like, but like what's gonna happen at dawn? Like is the person just gonna kill them all if the secret isn't revealed? So that's a little iffy. I'm a little iffy with that. I think the writing's fine so far. I think Holly Jackson's writing is just so easy to like go through. I feel like this book seems more thrilling to me. Like I'm a little, like my heart is like pounding a little bit more, because I think the actual like thriller, like scary bit of it is very upfront, and like in None of This Is True, Lisa Jewell, it's like, you know, like something's uneasy, but like you're not like scared at any moment. Like I'm not like, yeah, like I'm not like ooh, I'm scared for the characters at any moment in None of This Is True, but like I'm really scared for them. I had an inkling on like who I think is keeping the secret, or like who, it says 5 survive. Like, are they gonna kill the person with the secret? And like the 5 of them are just like able to leave. I had like some inklings on like who I think is gonna die, but I don't know what the secret is. I don't know who's gonna have the secret. I don't know. Like I just think like there are options that I think like totally cannot die in my head. Like, it doesn't make sense for those characters to die. But the more that I'm like learning about the characters, it's like it's like skewing a little bit more. Info just got dumped and I'm enjoying it a lot more now that we're getting like the secrets are coming out. So I'm liking it way better. I feel like we're not just dilly-dallying around anymore. We know that this person's serious about what they mean. So there's a character in here, one of the worst characters I've ever read about in my entire life. And I know, like, Rachel Catherine said something about like, oh, there's a character in here, and like it kind of flew right over my head. But like, I'm like, I know who that character is, and it's just like, damn. I want this guy to die. I actually want him dead. Is that it? Is this the... She loves shit like this. Done. Don't know how to feel, but it is finished. All I know is that Holly Jackson, she loves this type of ending, like kind of ambiguous endings. So I know that about her, so I know what to think about going into her next book. I don't know if her next book's a series or standalone, but I know it's gonna be ambiguous. Hi guys, it's the next day. For my rating for 5 Survive, I've settled on a 4. It was better than None of This Is True in the terms that I felt more scared and like it was like more thrilling to read 5 Survive. The pacing in the beginning was a lot better than the pacing in the end, and like the ending secret was like kind of predictable, but like I didn't predict it, but like it made sense, and like the twist was good. I just didn't like how everything was like so, like the resolution of everything was so quick, and I wish it was a little more dragged out, because I was like, we just saw, like we got it, and then I blinked and it was over. There is an insufferable character in this book. One of the most insufferable characters I've read in a while. Also, I think the writing was really easy to digest, and because it is a YA thriller book, but like it flowed really nicely. It was very quick to read. But I will say that Holly Jackson does this, like she does something, like she puts in like really minute details that you think are going to be important, but ultimately they aren't important at all. It's kind of like to throw you off, and then you're holding on to this information thinking it's going to be important, and then it comes to the end and it's not important. So it's just like, why did you do that? And so it's very unnecessary in my opinion, and I was just like, just leave that out. She repeated something, like this one morsel of information, like 20 times, had nothing to do with the ending, with anything of the book. So I was like, Holly Jackson, what are we doing? The 4 stars, it's good, but I think I do still like the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series more, because I feel like the people that we follow in that are a lot more likable in my opinion, and I just like, these people are okay, except for one person. Horrible. I figured out the book that I wanted to read next, the last thriller of this book video. I went on TikTok and I like asked thriller booktok and like booktok in general, but mostly thriller booktok, some thriller recommendations. I got a couple comments. A reoccurring book that was in those comments was The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. People were like, this is my favorite thriller of all time. Okay, I'm 5% into the book right now. I don't know where we're going. I didn't read the summary, so I'm gonna read this one, The Kind Worth Killing, and I hope I really like it, because people were like raving like this is my favorite thriller, like it's not cliche, and I was like, okay. The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson is the last thriller of this video. Yippee! Didn't want to get my camera out, but I'm gonna finish The Kind Worth Killing right now. I've got 2 chapters left, and so far my thoughts are pretty mid. I had really high hopes for this one. I'm not thrilled. Like you shouldn't really be thrilled when reading thrillers, but like this one's like, there's like twists and turns, but like not really, and it's very like criminal doing crime. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care whatsoever. that makes sense. Done. Hi guys, I'm back. You saw me finish The Kind Worth Killing. I sat on a rating. I have all of my thoughts on the thrillers that I've read for this week. I'm gonna do a recap on all of the thrillers that I read. First, I read None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, giving this a 3.75, and I still stick by that rating. The pacing was a little bit off in this one, but I liked the contents of the book, and I liked the podcast aspect. I liked like the true crime, like documentary, like retelling of the story, and I liked like all the lies that are like spun throughout this story. I think it makes for a really fun thriller. You know what this is about, so I'm not gonna recount it. Okay, there's 4 parts of the book. The first part, very slow. Second part, picked up a little bit. Wish we got a little bit more of like the lies, and like we were like more into like what the rest of the story is gonna go off of. The end of the second part and the third part and the fourth part, super fast paced. I didn't like the fast paced nature of the fourth part a little bit because I feel like we kind of rushed the ending and kind of like, I don't know, I wish there was more. There's a bug. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm getting it. I'm scared. Where'd it go? Ah! No! I've lost it. Oh, found it. Found it. Got it. Whoa. What was I saying? Okay, a little too much, a little rushed at the end. But I liked the story. I liked like the twists and turns that it took. So 3.75, I'd recommend it. Next, I read Five Survive by Holly Jackson, and I really, really liked this one. I think it gave me the most like, I was the most like, oh my god, page turned in this book. I was like, what's gonna happen with the characters? Like, she like writes characters so distinctly. Like some characters are very like, there's nothing to them. And then she like puts her focus on like very unlikable characters. So like the main character, Red, really didn't feel anything towards her, but the unlikable character in here felt a lot towards him. So I'm sticking to my 4-star rating. It was fine. Like the whole secret of why like the murderer was trying to like keep them in the RV, it was alright. Like I was like, it's not that crazy. And I also don't really like ambiguous endings, but like Holly Jackson's known for her ambiguous endings, so I'll keep that in mind when I read her next book. And I didn't really like the ending twists too much, and like the actual end of the book that much. It's not higher than a 4, but it was like pretty okay still. Am I making sense? It was fine. Like it was fine. I was thrilled, I was scared, and it did what it had to do, but I didn't like the ending plot that much. You get it. Next is The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I'm so sorry to all these all the people on TikTok like that recommended me this book. People are like, yeah, this is my favorite thriller. Why did I give this 2 stars? Why did I give this 2 stars? And it was like, I felt like more of a crime book. Like I wasn't thrilled, I wasn't scared at any moment. Like there was like a good twist, but like it like kind of like needed to happen in order to connect all these like dots. The story starts out with this guy named Ted. He's in like the airport lounge and his flight got canceled, and he's just like downing these margaritas, I think. That's the one with olive, right? No, what are they called? Drink with olives. Martinis. Okay, he was downing these martinis, and then we meet another character, Lily, and they like kind of like talk about it and stuff like that, and he's like, I want to kill my wife. I know my wife's cheating on me and I want to kill my wife. And then Lily's like, I don't think murder is that bad, so I'll help you kill your wife. And that's like the whole story. There's a bunch of different connections and stuff like that, but it felt like I didn't care about any character whatsoever. I felt bad for some characters, but like I was just like, whatever. Like I was very indifferent to everybody. We just follow like along the character's like mind, and I didn't care about like knowing what's in their mind at all. Every single character in this book messed up in some way. They're actually like psychotic, and it was just a bunch of murder. So I didn't really feel scared at all. I felt like I was watching like the Suspects like version of a Criminal Minds episode. I like true crime and stuff like that, and so I just don't like, I don't know what would have made me scared, and I don't know if I'm like classifying thrillers and like mystery as like to make me scared. Like I want to feel scared when I'm reading these things, so I would probably best find myself in like a horror book, but like I just don't want to read horror. If I'm reading a mystery thriller, I want to be scared in some way. Like I don't know how, don't know why, don't know like why my mind makes me want to be scared in mystery thrillers, but yeah. And I didn't feel that feeling. This book was very like, I felt like the pacing was super boring, and I felt like it was super slow, so I wasn't like turning the page to find out. I'm not thinking about this book ever again. Hey, I'm in the minority. People love this book. It's pretty highly rated on Goodreads and a lot of people love it. It's like their favorite thriller, but it felt more like crime to me than a thriller. I don't know why, like whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry if you love The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, but that was my 40th book of the year. So isn't that crazy? I'm 40% through my Goodreads goal. Finished the thrillers, and I'm here to say that I still don't really care about mystery thrillers. Like, I think that's kind of a genre that like I'll read once in a while, but like that's not my main genre. I'm really leaning into the literary fiction right now. I really like literary fiction over like romance and fantasy both. Don't know where this came from, but I'm really like literary fiction. But with saying that, I think I'm gonna read a fantasy next. I'm just like in a fantasy mood. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like any of these thrillers, I'm super sorry that I kind of dunked on Peter Swanson's at least. But yeah, tell me if you guys have read any of these mystery thrillers, your favorite genres, your favorite books of those genres, and maybe I'll read them in another genre video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!